So with us slowly approaching the second half of 6.0, meaning 6.1 is getting closer, and so is the first half character Nefer. In this video, I'm going to be taking you over everything you need to know in order to properly pre-farm her. This does include her general materials such as the shard amounts, the crown amounts, talent books, general material mats, boss mats, practically everything you need to know in order to take her from level 1 to 90 and max out every single talent she does have, including stuff like Mora amounts as well. This will not be accounting for her weapon though, you will have to take that into consideration somewhere else. It will only be for Nefer and everything maxed herself. This video also does include locations of the materials, so I'll slowly be going over them, and also will be giving some artifact recommendations. So starting it off with the common materials, purple books wise, you do need about 418 purple books in order to have enough. When it comes to Mora, for a 5-star character and practically any other character in that regard, is going to be a total of 7.05 million Mora. And of course, as she is a Dendro character, she will be using the Emerald Silver right here. Total amount you will need is 1 green one, 9 blue ones, 9 purple ones, and 6 gold ones. All you have to do is just check what enemies have it. It's mainly going to be your Dendro bosses. If you have another character that might need boss drops and you can get the shards from them, then go ahead and do that. If not, you can use the dust to actually convert these. As you do see, obtain it from the crafting bench conversion tab. You go and do this, go to your crafting bench. Once you are at the crafting bench, just navigate to the second tab, and as you can see, you can convert other types to the right one, so just pick the one you have a lot of. Use the dust, and boom, you can convert a bunch. The local specialty she is going to use is the Moonfall Silver from Not Cry, so if you haven't unlocked Not Cry, you will need to unlock the actual Not Cry map in order to properly farm this. The actual amount of the Moonfall Silver you will need is a total of 168. As you can mainly see, it's going to be on this left area. There's going to be some, as you do see, in this location. There's also going to be some in here if you do have this part unlocked as well from the main quest. But if you want to be completely accurate and get every single one possible for the quickest farm, definitely use something like the interactive map to help you find every single one that is on the map. As you can very easily just pick tracking like I did here, just go ahead and actually teleport to it, and of course it will be within the area. If you have Llama on your team or someone that can track the specialties, it will tell you as you see the little hand symbol, go ahead, go here, you can claim it like that. But using the actual interactive map for Genshin, you'll be able to track in every single one that might not actually display here, as it doesn't display every single available one. The materials from enemies will be this one right here, as you will need this for Ascension, you'll need this for the talents as well. Needing a total of 36 gray ones, 96 green ones, and 129 of the blue ones. Again, this is going to be from Not Cry. As you can see, these are new enemies only existing in Not Cry as of now, so you can just go ahead and track them, teleport to them, and wherever they are marked on your map, they will be right there for you to kill. So the one I have is just right here. A lot of different enemies, so you can just use whatever team kills the fastest or whatever, and you can just go ahead easily kill them. They're obviously going to be just more of a common enemy. They're not really going to be that tough. And they will drop it. They drop a relatively decent amount, so it's not going to take you too long. But again, if you want to be optimal with farming that, interactive map will show you more enemy locations as opposed to the ones just in the tracking. But even if you decide to just track it, it will take you not too long. That also brings me to the next part, the actual boss material. There's going to be a brand new one in 6.1, so you cannot actually pre-farm her boss mats. So make sure to save up a bunch of fragiles so you can just dump that in when the update comes out. Go to the boss and use all your stamina there. You will need a total of 46 of that when it does drop. So again, don't farm anything right now. She doesn't use any of the existing ones. There will be a brand new boss in 6.1. Now when it comes to talent books, as she is also a Not Cry character, just like everything else is going to be the talent book in Not Cry right here. So as I am recording this, the actual one you need is not out right now. It's Vagrancy. This is the incorrect one. The one you want is called Philosophies of Elysium. That will be available every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. So do not farm this one right here. Do not farm the one that's called Moonfall or Moonsilver. I forgot whatever one is called. The one you want is called Philosophies of Elysium. Again, available Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. And then the talent material is going to be the one from the Skirk boss, or the one just called Unresolved Chess Game. You can teleport here to do it. This is where it is going to be located. Once again, it's going to look like this little tea table here with the chessboard, and it's going to be located right here. You do need to do a part of the story, but you can also just go to it of your Adventurer's Handbook if you haven't done the story to unlock that part. The one she's specifically using is going to be the one shaped like this, the Ascended Sample Rook. And to max out all her talents, you are going to need a total of 18 of these. If you end up getting the other ones, you always have Dream Solvents that you can convert from the conversion tab. Now when you are looking to farm a artifact set, Her best in slot, and ideally the only one you want to use, is going to be the brand new Knight of the Skies Unveiling, which 2-piece will provide 80 elemental mastery. 4-piece when nearby party members trigger lunar reactions. If the equipping character is on the field, you gain the Gleaming Moon effect, which will increase crit rate by 15%/30% when the party's moon sign gleam is Nascent Gleam/Ascendant Gleam. All party members' lunar reaction damage is increased by 10% for each Gleaming Moon effect that the party members have, and effects from Gleaming Moon cannot stack. So she is also going to be a main EM scaling DPS, so the extra 80 EM provided by the 2-piece is very strong. The 4-piece provides you a massive increase to crit rate, giving you up to a 30% increase, which is also extremely good. As often, you will always have Llama on her team, giving you the full Ascendant Gleam effect. As when you do have 2 characters from Nod Cry, you will get the Ascendant Gleam instead of Nascent Gleam, and that will activate the full 30% crit rate, being a big portion of your crit build. And she's also going to want to be built with good crit, and 30% crit rate is going to help extremely much for that. At the same time, it also does increase everyone's lunar reaction damage by 10%, and on the team you will be triggering lunar damage. As on the team, you are mainly going to be creating blooms and also lunar blooms that will be converted to Seeds of the Sea. So overall, for her damage potential and honestly building potential, this is the best set you can run. If you are still farming that, you can instead use Gilded Dreams 4-piece, which 2-piece gives 80 EM as well. 4-piece within 8 seconds of triggering a reaction. The character equipping the set will obtain buffs based off the elemental type of other party members, 14% attack for each character who has the same type, and 50 EM for the characters that are different types. Counts up to 3 characters and can be triggered off-field, and is triggered once every 8 seconds. So as you usually always have another Dendro character, sometimes you can even have 2 other Dendro characters. This does depend on the team you are running. If you have 3 characters, let's say 1 Dendro, 1 Hydro, and 1 something that is not of those types, then it becomes 14% attack and 100 EM up to buffs. So attack percent is also really good for lunar teams, while EM is also very important, both of them around equally as important. So yes, depending on the team you are running, you can get a big attack increase or a big EM increase, which both in all are really strong. And this is really the only other set that can improve your damage by a good amount. And then I'm also going to briefly mention Majuse Hunter, which is only if you're running Freyna. Not every team is going to run Freyna, as a lot of our teams probably don't even have Freyna as of now. But for the people that are running Freyna specifically, you can run this. 50% increase to normal and charge attack damage, 4-piece when the current HP increases or decreases. You get a 12% increase in crit rate for 5 seconds, maximum 3 stacks. Without Freyna, unless you're taking a bunch of damage constantly, you're not going to be able to stack this up fully. Fully stacked gives you up to a 36% increase to crit rate. 2-piece, you do normal attacks and charge attacks at times, so it actually can be somewhat noticed. But it's mainly for the 4-piece, giving you a big increase of crit rate. It's only 6% more than her actual best in slot, which also gives EM and increases lunar damage. So it is relatively worse, but again, it's still an option you can use, especially if you have really good pieces already. You are planning to run her with Freyna, and it helps you get a good crit ratio. That does wrap up the full guide for Nefer's pre-farm. I do hope you found this video helpful. If you did, dropping a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and to the bell for future videos like this, along with all the types of Genshin content. And I'll see you later. Peace out.